大家好，布鲁斯今天玩的是福尔摩斯，有押韵哦。直接开始吧。这前面开头很像电影的那个开头，动画，对，这边电影的感觉就出来了。Story。这个是华生。然后看到的是福尔摩斯的日常，在做一些事情。Holmes。
Holmes, will you stop that?
吓死华生了！
You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
吓死他
Nonsense.
了！
I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
他在听脚步声。
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
Black Peter。
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a
果然
better
是
use
福尔
for
摩
it.
斯的日常。
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good.
大家一起玩吧。
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
去换件衣
Take your
服。
time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
一个人去就够了。的，我们要去这里。然后刚刚的线索，这里 Black Peter， 这是笔记本 ，OK。好，我们去换衣服吧。就穿这件如何？这件好了。 型就这样了。好。那我们去展开调查吧。Go， 出门喽！伍德曼庄园。
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
我是莫佛斯，
No
是一个
doubt
侦
you've
探。
heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
一个一个问。
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually,
这个就出事了吧？
he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not
他们
like
关系不是说很好。
At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... Oh, dear.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
很厉害嘛。
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
没啥朋友。来观察四周。这个人的轮廓记下来。这个是浮雕。哦。观察一下这些东西，是有力的线索。鸟屋，还有包包如何？还有什么是证据嘞？什么线索嘞？这个。
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
因为我是个侦探呢、这是第二个。
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
看一下笔记。 就是他的那个人物的描述，他老婆的描述。来看看受害现场吧。
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
"撬开的痕迹。对，
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
神秘的客人来过。
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
"这是被害
What
者。
a terrible way to die.
嗯，先研究旁边。
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small...
小箱子不见了。
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
价值调查完了。这里。 航海日志看一下。
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
好，这有什么吗？目前没有。这个木箱看看。
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
"没有特别的东西，来调查桌子吧。
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
嗯，打开。这有什么？
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I'm...
记忆中的味道。感觉是一艘船。就是一个船的烟的嘛，一个牌子就是长这样子的。 没错。
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
几个船型的烟。
Someone drank from this glass recently. Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
桌子调查完毕了。
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
来看死者吧。死得真惨。先看。
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
因为他曾经当过水手。
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
用力刺下去。
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible
可能认识
that
凶
he
手。
knew his murderer.
血泊。
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
这笔记本有什么特别的地方吗？
These abbreviations mean something.
神秘的数
But
字，
what?
收起来。还有一个刀子在这里。
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
失败。鱼叉。
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
这已经调查完了。好，再去逛逛。这幅画了。
Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
好。脚印。
These boots don't match the footprints. Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Thank you, madam. Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
这样就可以抓到凶手了。
What do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your
这位
pistols.
客人
We have a long night ahead of us.
有好戏看了。
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
凶手是谁呢？
Shh! Did you hear that?
嘘。哦，小偷，奸犯的，他想要破坏现场。
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Let's go，
Police! Hold it right there.
抓到了。你到底是谁呢？
Mr.
是
O.
什么人？
All right, my fine fellow. Who
没错
are you and what are you doing here?
你是谁
You're？ detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain
这
Carey.
看起来不像
I
凶手
assure you
啊！
I'm innocent.
Innocence? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of
去
that
跟
to
法
the
官
judge.
说，
You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow.
对，
I would like to question him tomorrow morning.